Welcome to Practice Yogi. Today we're going to activate our muscles before we open them up, essentially sending the signal to them that we want them to fire, we want them to get warm, thereby making it easier to get nice and open a little bit later. You might want just a light weight. This is totally optional. These are a pound a piece, so you could even grab something like a water bottle in each hand or a book if you don't have a light weight, something under, I'd say, 5 pounds. Again, it's totally optional. You'll also maybe want a strap for later and something to grab onto like a wall or a desk. So set yourself up. When you're ready to arrive, let's begin in a standing position. Feet can be separated. Just the slightest softness through the knees. An option to close eyes. Notice the slight movement of your body. Attend to the tide of your breath. Commit to making your awareness internal. So you kind of trust that your environment is safe enough, stable enough, that we can pull most awareness to what's happening inside the body, in the breath. And let the breath take up more and more space physically and also in your consciousness. Find the friction sound. We'll bring our prayer hands together as a way of centering. And I'll invite you to sing an Om, taking a breath in. Picking up the head, releasing hands. Get a hold of your weights if you have them. One in each hand. We're going to take the feet to hips distance apart, starting with awakening through feet, ankles, and calves. Let's get firm in the body, nice and tall, neutral. A little squeeze of the seat, a little hug in of the belly, nothing too much. Send the shoulders back and we'll come onto toes. And then see if you can get just a little more at the top there. So it might throw off your balance. That's okay. You just want to really make sure you're firing through the feet, the toes, the calves, and then set your heels back down. And we're going to tap into the magic number of 22 today. So that was the first one. Let's do 21 more. Go ahead. Tippy toes. Set it down. That's 2. Let's just keep going. Even the quads can tighten. This is my 7, 8. Keep it up. This is halfway. $18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Hold at the top for just 3, 2, 1. Set it all the way down. Now waking up, higher up in the legs. You might grab hold of a wall surface. You're going to try to kick one heel to your booty and followed by the other. Let's keep it up. 5, 6, 7, 8. Halfway. 20, 21, 22. And one hand on the wall. Now marching, high knees, up, up, keep going. Standing tall. (20, 21, 22). Now face the wall. You're going to kick back with a straight leg. Let there be some turnout through your legs. So starting from here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep it up. Halfway, you can squeeze your seat. (21, 22). Okay, facing forward this time, a full extension through your legs, but you're also going to twist as you do it. So if you lift the right knee first, you kick and twist to the right. And then lift the left knee, kick all the way out, twist to the left. Okay, starting now. Halfway. (21, 22), and shake it off. Okay, bit more heat for the legs. Now spreading feet a little wider than hips distance apart, toes still pointing forward. You're gonna come into some squats. So we will actually do 22 of them. If that feels like too much for your body, go a little more shallow. That's all. Take an inhale. On the exhale, go. Squeeze at the top. Halfway. I got 20, 21, 22. Pause at the top, squeeze the seat for 3, 2, 1. Now feet a little bit wider, hands to your hips. You're going to circle hips forward and around. Handful of times. And then the other way. The other way. And 6 more other way. And then neutral. Keeping the feet as they are, I'm going to tip into the side body. So head over on one side. So you're going to play with the angle a little bit and make sure you're not too closed off through the chest, like tipping forward. You want to be either really totally lateral, sideways, or even sending that top arm back a little, keeping the chest open. And this time it's just going to be pulses, 11 on one side, 11 on the other. Take an inhale and go ahead. Through center, other side, up and over. And then back up through center, reach all the way. Do some trap shrugs. So keeping the arms up. You want to make sure your ribs aren't jutting forward. Get that neutral positioning through your body. Arms alongside your ears or even behind. You're going to reach up, lift the shoulders by your ears, and then settle them back down. Let's call that 1 and keep going. Halfway. 19, 20, 21, 22. Now this helps to step up against a wall. It's not totally necessary to be at a wall. If you have wall space, go ahead and step right up. It keeps your body neutral while your arms now reach back. You can also do it, of course, off the wall. It looks like this. Just make sure your chest and ribs are not helping you. Take an inhale, reach up, and then back. 2, 3, keep going. Halfway. Little fatigue is good. 20, 21, 22. Open the arms out wide. Open the chest. Send the hands together. Do that again. Open chest, hands together. Just 11 like this. We'll call that 2. Ten, 11. Now, bend your elbows, send them back. Little tricep extensions. So elbows hug toward each other. You'll extend your arms back. Ready for it? Bend, extend. 2, 3. Just 11 of them. Pull it in, shake it out a bit, just a bit more before we hit the floor and wake up the core. Okay. This time we're coming back to that number 22. You're going to step your feet a little bit wide, soften to the knees. It's going to be an up in the air punch, and the palms can face in, so you've got external rotation through your arms. So bending the elbows. Let's keep the elbows as high as the shoulders on both sides if you can. So there will be a little fatigue in the deltoids. That's totally cool. Just try to stay soft in your neck. Ready for it? Inhale. Punch up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, elbows high. 12, 13, keep going. 21, 22. All right, shake it out. Now, keep the arms heavy, shoulders moving downward pretty actively. And you'll rock your head over to one side, just sway it in a half circle. Tuning back into breath. Pause at an angle that's going to feel good. And then up through center. Send your head the other way. Rock it in a half circle. Pause at an angle, it's going to feel good. And then back up through center. Can lose the weights at this point. Let's sit all the way down on the ground. Take the fingers behind you, facing you if possible, otherwise outward. I'm going to do a tabletop and wake up the back body. So squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift your chest. Plant the feet and lift your seat. Take the seat a little higher if you're able. Your gaze can be forward, or if it's comfortable for you, let the gaze drift up or back. Tuning into breath, I'm going to count a slow 22. Not 22 breaths, it's about 22 seconds. You're halfway in. Squeeze the seat, lift a little higher if you can. Stay with it. 2, 1, lift highest yet. Squeeze the seat for 3, 2, 1, and set it all the way down. Come all the way onto the back. You tuck the tail underneath, flatten the low back on the ground. Hug the belly toward your spine. Keep some engagement there. As you lift the knees up, keep about a 90-degree angle through the legs. Send your heels down, keep the belly strong, and then send them back up. 22. Soften the lips. Soften the wrists. This is halfway. Keep the belly strong. Twenty-one. 22. Extend the right leg, hug the left knee in, hands behind your head. Right elbow, left knee, and then switch. Keep going. Try to lift the bottom blades off. Way more than halfway, almost done. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Lie all the way back, arms up overhead if you can, otherwise braced by your sides. You're going to keep your knees together for this one. Starting on the toes, sending the knees up, tuck the tail to lift it up a little bit, and then send it back down as though you're approaching shoulder stand, but you're not quite getting there. We'll call them roll ups. So that was 1, 2, let's keep going. Little momentum is fine for this one. Keep tuning into breath. It's like anything can be a yoga if the intention is right, if the awareness is right. May not be traditional asana. That's okay. Halfway. Muscles are going to be very willing to yield after this. 20, 21, 22. Can you hold at the top for just 3, 2, 1, and plant your heels and feet. Okay, the last thing we'll do like this is to lift into a small bridge. So press through heels, tuck the tail a bit, and then lift. Like the tail could point to the backs of your knees. Arms anywhere you like them. Try to activate behind the legs and in the seat. Stay free, clear, big and open in the breath. You're halfway into the hold. 3, 2, 1. Come higher at the top for 3, 2, 1, and set it down. Draw the knees in towards your side ribs. Rock side to side. Keep a grip on each knee and draw the legs in circles. Walk your hands down your shin bones toward the ankle or maybe even the feet, taking the feet together, knees open wide. Lift your nose toward the toes. Lie back for happy baby, legs at 90 degrees, knees toward earth, feet up on the sky, pulling down. Pull the knees together, cross shin bones, and rock a couple times. Third time, coming all the way up to all fours. Any natural movement, welcome. And then 90-degree angle with the right leg. You'll circle this knee a few times forward. And then a few times back. And then keep it back. Look over your left shoulder. Try to see your foot or knee so it crosses the center line just a tiny bit as you pulse up, up, up. Keep going. Strong in the belly. You're halfway there. This becomes a regular yoga class shortly. 21, 22. Knee taps the right shoulder. Step that foot forward. Hip sink forward. Lift your heart light. Let's just let this hip flexor set open. Keep your legs as they are, but climb up onto the right thigh. Keep your right elbow here, left arm up and over your ear, tip to the side, or even a touch backward. Breathing everywhere. And then hands down. Extend that right leg a handful of times. And then guide it back. Come on into all fours. Shake it around. Keep a roughly 90-degree angle with your left leg now and circle it forward a few times. Strong in the belly. Circle backward. And then keep it back. Look over your right shoulder. Try to see your foot so the knee crosses the center line of your body a little bit. Strong in the abdomen. You'll pulse up, up, up. Keep going. Halfway. You can squeeze that left side glutes for help. Keep it up. 20, 21, 22. Knee taps left tricep. Step the foot forward. Hips forward, heart lifts. Let the opening take place. Direct breath where it's needed. Your legs as they are, but climb up onto the thigh. Hips still sinking forward. Keep your left elbow low as you sweep the right arm across your ears. It's a touch side body and a touch back bend. Find your sweet spot and we'll breathe there for a little while. and then the hands come down. Let's extend the left leg a handful of times. Guide it all the way back, find all fours. Last time for intuitive movement. From all fours anyway. And then tuck your toes, take your downward facing dog. Bending into each knee, rocking hips, do what you do. Okay, find the most neutral feeling downward facing dog you can. Feel the connection between fingertips and shoulders, between sternum and spine. And tail to heels. And heels to toes. Walk yourself halfway back. Left hand to right outer ankle. Pull in as you twist. And then switch. Keep finding really big, satisfying breath. If you feel stressed out in your practice at any point, pay attention to what the breath is doing. Sometimes it's likely to be that you're holding it. Plant both hands and finish the walk with the hands. So you walk your hands all the way towards your legs. Take a deep fold, even wrapping the arms around the legs if that's possible. Keep long in the spine. Come on to fingertips, lengthen. Step on your hands. Weight toward the toe side. An active lift through the arms and shoulders. Straightening through one knee, and then the other, and then both. And then look forward. Come onto fingertips again. Take the toes out as wide as the mat. Point them wide. Find your squat pose. Hands to the heart. We're going to snuggle in a little left and right and get into the inner thighs this way, even pushing one knee away, followed by the other. Open in the heart and the hips. And facing forward, make a fist in each hand, roll the wrists. Circle in the other way. Point one set of fingers down, open-handed. Then the other side. Backs of the hands together, point the fingers down, the elbows tuck inside your knees. Let's hold this for a little while, wrist flexion. And then make those fiery fingers, so like flick, 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 flick. Let's wake up the fingers, the hands, get them a little exhausted. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Plant your hands. This is a little crow walk to the top of your mat. So you'll take your knees behind your triceps, keep the heart light and lifted onto toes, then flex the feet toe smear at the wrists if you can. So you'd straighten legs a little bit until the heels come down. And that's how we'll get to the top. Go ahead. Lengthen. Take a bow. And rise. Tadasana. Let's join feet together now. 30 minutes in, and here we start a more traditional style of flow. Connect to breath. Next, inhale, reaching all the way up. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale, flat. Exhale, plant hands, come on to tippy toes, split knees, find crow position again. Nice and high and buoyant if possible. I'm counting just 3 breaths, and then I'll invite you to hop back or step back, and we'll meet on our bellies. For 3, 2, 1, step or leap. Come on to the belly. Lift for cobra. Lower it down. Lift again, look over left shoulder, rock to the right. Come down. Inhale, lift again. Look over right shoulder, rock to the left. Come down. Lift to the highest cobra you'll do right now. Lower down, reach the arms forward, lift your legs, feet hips distance apart. Keep the legs up, arms reaching back, lift the chest as well. Last thing here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Plant hands and find downward facing dog. Sweep the right leg out behind. Let's open the hip. Keep the leg long up there, make some circles. And then bend the knee, point it up as you look up and over the left shoulder. Look at your foot. On an exhale, left hand's going to tap right knee. So right knee comes in close. You'll tap it and then come back to where you were. Same thing, only now you'll extend that right leg and touch the toes instead. So knee comes in across your body, extend the leg, touch the toes, come back. You're gonna do that again. Come in, tap the toe, set the foot down, take a fallen triangle. You'll look down, bend that right knee, plant the left hand, come into left side plank. If possible, point the right knee up. If that's not going to work today, step that right foot halfway up or stack the feet. But if possible, knees pointing up, you're encouraging it wide. Can you help yourself in slow motion to step this right foot to the top of the mat, feeling every little piece along the way, including when the body seems to want to give up. And the back heel spins in, find peaceful warrior. You'll straighten your right leg, take it to Trikonasana. Open angles, gaze is high. Let's hover the bottom fingers for the last few breaths. Come all the way up, reach skyward, parallel through feet, and take a swan dive to fold. As deep as the body wants to go. Come on into flat back, left toes in, right toes point to the front. Back heel comes up, so you can settle into lizard. Option to set the back knee down or keep it lifted as you set left elbow down, perhaps onto a block, and then the right elbow down. Keeping the heart light, legs active. We'll squeeze this right knee in toward the center line. Connect a long line from heel to crown. I'm going to invite you into a bound lizard, so climbing onto hands. You might tighten the stance a little. Send the right arm under, and then the left arm behind. If you can, grab fingers or even left wrist, extending the left arm. Keep the heart lifted and reaching forward as the right hip hugs in and back. Big sounding breaths. Release the hands and invite you into flying lizard now. So it looks like this. You've got to tuck the right toes back. So it helps to lean over to the right hand in order to make that happen, or come high onto blocks if you just don't have the room to clear it. Heart goes forward, back knee bends. Use the glute to lift that knee higher. We'll stay for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, set it out, back into lizard, setting the back knee down. And climb onto fingers, lift the heart, connect to breath. Planting hands, sweep the right leg behind. Take a flow or take rest. Finding downward facing dog. Every finger, every toe placed as you want it. Sweep your left leg high. Keep the leg long as you open and stack the hip. Keeping the knee straight, and we'll make some circles up there. And then bend the knees. You look up and over that right shoulder, see the foot. You're about to tap right hand to left knee. So knee comes in, crosses over to the right, right knee taps the knee. And then come back to where it was. Do that again, only you'll extend the knee and touch the foot instead. Coming up, tap your foot, sweep the leg high. Let's do that once more, only now we'll land at fallen triangle. Tap, set it down, right arm reaches over. Crossing so hard through left hand, there's a buoyancy at the shoulder. Find an inhale. Exhale, look down, bend the left knee, plant this hand over to the right. You're going to take a right side plank, either stepping halfway back, stacking, or if you can, knee points up and help it open. Stay long through the back. Maybe you can even squeeze the seat a little. Can you help this left knee forward and the foot forward? Taking it so slow. Feel into everything. Settling back, heel down as you come on up into peaceful warrior. Straightening left leg. Create Trikonasana. As long as you can be hip to hip, tail to crown, and shoulder to shoulder. Gazing up. Keep lengthening the breathing. We'll hover the bottom fingers nice and low to that surface for the last 3 breaths. Empty out. And stand all the way up, reach up toward the sky, parallel feet. Open the arms out, interlace them behind or fingers behind, lift the chest, and bow forward. You can switch it up. If you normally have base of the palms together, today consider opening them. If you normally have them open, consider sending the bases of the palms together. Come on up into your flat back. Spread the feet nice and wide. Right toes in, left toes point forward. Back heel lift so you can set up for your lizard. Placing right elbow down, block or floor, and left elbow down. You can keep that back knee lifted or set the knee down. You still get a really nice stretch from this. Keep the left knee hugging in towards your body. A long line from heel to heart. As neutral as you can be in the neck. Make it about breath. I'll invite you to take a bound lizard, so climbing up onto hands. You might tighten up the stance a touch. Send this left shoulder under, hand back. Right hand back. You might take the back heel down. Grab hold of fingers if you can, or wrist, even straightening the right arm if your body allows. Keep the heart reaching forward, left hip hugging in and backward. Sounding breath. Connect to belly. We'll set up for our flying lizard. You could place blocks underneath your hands if you could use the height. Otherwise, tip over to the left hand a little bit so you can point these toes and scoot them back behind you. You'll get your chest forward, the back knee bends, lift that knee, squeeze the seat, keep the heart light for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back to your lizard. Setting the back knee down, come up high onto fingertips to experience the opening, the settling of your breath. Planting hands, we'll find our 3-legged dog. Left leg sweeps behind. Take a flow. And then 2 downward facing. You'll send your left knee forward. You're going to start with a left-sided pigeon. Set yourself up. Make your body happy. Take rest at one-legged pigeon. Last 10 seconds to bring it wherever you feel like you want to take it. And climbing up. Plant hands. Find downward facing dog. In between the sides, you'll wave forward, lower all the way onto your belly, come up onto Sphinx. Bend the left knee, take hold of this foot. Find a Bekasana, frog position. If you can, fingers in the same direction as your toes. It's all right if that's not working. Send the shoulder back, but square the heart forward. Tuck the tail a bit. And then free it and find the second side. It's for the quad, it's for the ankle, it's for the top of the foot, it's for the hip flexors a little bit. If If you want more, as I did, you might extend this left arm. Come all the way down. Take a quick rest. Before we hit that other pigeon, separate your knees, hips distance, bend your knees, take hold of inner feet if you can, even inner ankles if that's possible. And then kick back to lift the heart. Find bow. Active legs. And rest. Come on into your cobra or upward dog. And find downward facing. Set the right knee behind right wrist. Set yourself up in one-legged pigeon here. And then find your comfort. Elevation and props is not failure, by the way. It's smarts. In the last 10 or so seconds, take it where it might want to travel. Then climb up to lift the heart. Planting your hands, find downward facing dog, and we'll do a couple of finishing postures, including waving forward. Come back onto your belly. We're going to do one more bow, but I'm going to invite you to try it with a block in front of the bottom ribs that are just up above the floating ribs. It's like if you trace your sternum down a couple of inches and out an inch or two, those ribs. So they prop the heart up and reach your arms back, bend your knees. This might be plenty. Come out whenever you need to. If you like the idea of flipping the grip here, if you're feeling open enough for it, you could flip the grip, as we did in a couple pitching classes back, or take a strap, flip the grip on one side for a little while, see what that feels like, take rest like child's pose in between, and then do it on the second side. If you have two straps, maybe do it on both sides, or if you're very, very open, you can do it on both sides. Well, let's play just a little bit. Wheel is also an option here, as is puppy, bridge, any closing back bend that's calling you. Scorpion. Take your time if you're just getting into something good, no rush out, but when you're ready, get a good child's pose or forward fold. Come all the way up. Let's make our way towards Shavasana. And we haven't gotten too deep into the inner thighs, so one option for Shavasana today would be to take soles of the feet together, knees wide. Prop yourself up underneath the knees or thighs if that feels necessary. Or even just supportive. We'll recline. Release control of the breath, but stay in the practice, an inward focus. Let's picture the vastness of this inner world at different scales. It seems infinite. How much territory is unexplored? And how much might we shed light on interiorly in this lifetime? Here's a chance. Let's return to full breath and gentle movement. Activating, stretching all over again. And taking a seat. Well done, yogi. Another practice in the books. We'll see you next time, and I want to say a hi to Unyong today. Thanks for being here, and thanks to everyone. Stay in touch. Be well.